When is Celebrity Traitors 2025 on? Full lineup and who could win? The first VIP version has launched. Our critic predicts who will survive the round table and who will be banished. With its famous faces, fatal skullduggery, and scene-stealing flatulence, the Celebrity Traitors has become a major TV talking point this autumn. But when does it air? And who is most successfully scheming and strategizing their way to victory? We've donned our fingerless gloves and peeped through our glossy fringe to detail everything you need to know. What time is it on TV? Celebrity Traitors airs on Wednesdays and Thursdays at 9 p.m. on BBC One. Who has left the show? Tamika Empson. Banished in episode 3, the actress and comedian has played Kim Fox on EastEnders for the past 16 years, but made the trip north from Albert Square to Ardros Castle. Led by Mark Bonnar, the faithful questioned her loyalties at the round table. Despite putting up a decent fight, Empson was ultimately banished and admitted she was upset to be wrongly accused. She said of her traitor's journey, "It was really great, but it was a lot. It was so stressful, I can never look at a circular table again. It's square or oval for me from now on." Status: Faithful, the Olympic diving champion, is now a knitwear entrepreneur, podcaster, and children's author. All wide-eyed innocence and puppyish enthusiasm, he got stuck into the physical missions. His competitive nature also meant that Daly was keen to expose a traitor. He watched his fellow contestants closely, trusted nobody, made canny calculations, and was vocal about his theories. Perceiving him as a threat, the traitors duly made him their second victim. "Maybe I was getting too close to the right answers," said Daly. "I guess I'll do one final dive into my grave." Status: Faithful, no one wants to be the first to be banished, but Nico got a landslide of votes to end up with 10 out of 18. With little to go on, the contestants were still shocked to discover that he was, in fact, a faithful. Nico was one of the least famous on the show, unless you're an avid YouTube viewer, so was presently surprised to find that Stephen Fry had heard of him. Status: Faithful, thank goodness not to be the first one dead, said Paloma as she came down for breakfast in episode 2. But she was sadly unaware that Alan had already taken her life in the game, touching her face with the pollen of a poison lily, a slow-acting toxin. It was only in the morning's funeral march task that the coffin lid was slammed shut on her game and her fate confirmed for all, well, nearly all. Talking on the BBC's The Celebrity Traitors Uncloaked podcast after the episode, the singer and actress confessed that even then, "I still didn't know that I was dead," explaining that she has ADHD and had only listened to about half of what Claudia had said. And on discovering it was her friend Alan who had sealed her fate, she reflected, "If the shoe was on the other foot, I wouldn't have done that." Status: Faithful, who is still in the lineup? He is the full team sheet, ranked in reverse order of predicted success. Beware, some of the blabbermouth celebrities might have already given away their fates, so potential spoilers lurk below. Alongside that, our critic Michael Hogan gives his expert thoughts on who will be murdered, who will be banished, and who might be in the running for victory. The endearingly ditzy comedian might have a scatterbrained persona, but don't be fooled. As the co-creator of sitcom Hellraisers and mockumentary series Meet the Richardsons, Beaumont is cannier than she might seem and told Winkleman in the first episode that fellow contestants have probably decided she's not very bright, and that could work to her advantage. There have been rumors that during a stand-up set, however, she let slip a spoiler by admitting she was murdered during the middle of the game. She may well have been joking. That's her defense. Anyway, status: Faithful, the British-Nigerian host of A House Through Time, like Stephen Fry, below, might find that a heavyweight intellect means you're mistrusted by the herd, who will get rid of you at the earliest opportunity. However, the professor of public history is much more of an unknown quantity than the ubiquitous Fry. His survival might depend on establishing himself as one of the gang, rather than remaining intimidatingly cerebral. So far, he's been unassuming. Status: Faithful, the Saturday night chat show host and Masked Singer panelist, is already proving a mischievous elder statesman among the eclectic Castle cohort. He's a rather obvious choice to get the treacherous tap on the shoulder from Winkleman, but he has embraced status with relish. Status: Traitor former England rugby union prop Marla is a recently retired sportsman who should be handy during the missions. He now hosts his own podcast, showcasing his oddball sense of humor and fondness for wind-ups. On his Traitors experience, he says, "It was FG great. Absolutely bonkers. What a great lineup it was, and how out of place I was. Does that imply an early exit? So far, he's proved good value, not least at pushing a very big wooden horse." Status: faithful among the ITV presenter's main gigs is Good Morning Britain, so expect Garraway to be bright-eyed and bushy-tailed at the Ardros Castle breakfast table. She has confessed that en route to the Highlands to start filming, she nearly fell victim to a bank hacking scam, but was miraculously saved from fraudsters when producers took her phone off her. In her one-on-one with Winkleman, she cited her journalism experience as a potential asset. She came under strong scrutiny at the first round table due to her perceived overreactions and use of the word flabbergasted, but managed to survive. Status: faithful, the comedian and interior design masters host, has described his Celebrity Traitors stint as cheaper than rehab. After handing in his phone and laptop upon entering the castle, Carr was shocked to see that he had 2,000 emails when he got his devices back. You think, "Oh no, my mum and dad aren't well," but they were all spam. Like, do you want to buy a freezer? Of the three traitors, Carr is already the one least capable of a poker face, but might be the most hilarious murderer yet. Status: Traitor, the Irish actress, has appeared in a pair of horror-tinged Netflix dramas, The Midnight Club and The Fall of the House of Usher, so should feel at home in the Gothic Traitors castle. As one of the field's least famous players, Cod commented that she'd watched many of the contestants growing up and now found herself in a castle with them. She has become increasingly outspoken, especially about her suspicions of Jonathan Ross. Status: faithful. The Edinburgh-born actor, best known for Guilt, Shetland, Catastrophe, Unforgotten, and Line of Duty, is the sole Scottish representative in Ardros Castle. Can he become a hometown hero? The lineup was pretty starry, said Bonnam modestly. It's mad being in a Traitors WhatsApp group with them all. It seems a shame that he wasn't chosen to be a traitor at the first round table, as he would be great fun to watch. But there's still time. Status: faithful, the 68-year-old actor, author, presenter, and all-round polymath broke a promise to himself that he would never participate in a reality show. He couldn't resist because The Traitors is the most revealing thing I have ever seen about the human mind, and taking part was a genuine thrill. So far, he's been providing just the sort of gleefully doom-laden commentary we want from the castle, and being